We're just going to put a camera on Tom's bike quickly.
The airing of the Okra episode.
Hello.
Over the cameraman.
Alright, welcome back to another Hawthorn Cycling Club Criterium. Thankfully, the weather gods have held out for this race on November 2nd. We're at the Teardrop, hardest criterium in the world. I'm saying it right here. Completely factual. No need to fact check it. It is the hardest criterium in the world.
And I'm here with my usual shit talking as well, guys. So,
oh, I take up the road.
tackle ready. What the heck?
Need to get that on camera.
Okay.
There goes CJ and Drapac and Lombardi.
All right, let's flick over to the next camera straight away. Look at that. Okay, so we've got 3 cameras on the course today. There is Bentley, Terence, and Nick. So we've got 3 cameras on the course. Terence is going up off the road as well now already.
Yeah, can't let Drapac get off the road with Siege. That's ding 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 alarm bells.
Terence, you know you're pointing at the screen saying you can't. No one can see you pointing at the screen.
No one can see me pointing at the screen, but you can see me.
Oh my God, he's pointing at the screen, everyone. He's looking nervous.
Look, I'm
he's
tipping it in.
Looking nervous.
Go, tip it in.
Tipping really in, yeah, with Nick White holding on behind you. And this is the view from Terence's camera right now. There we go. Now, why is 213 upside down? 213.
Yeah, look, the reason why Lombardi has put 213 upside down is either because I've got 3 explanations. 1, he's just stupid. 2, is a bit of a cooker. Or the third one is that he reckons that if you flip it 213 upside down,
you'll catch the luck.
You get double the luck.
Double the luck. 2 times 13.
2 times 13.
Oh, good theory. Okay, Tom, tell us in the comments what one is it. We know you watch the videos. Don't try to hide it. Tell us, is it 2 times 13 or is it just that you do it for the heck of it? Terence is actually sneaking away, but let's look at Nick's camera. Nick is holding on to him. So Nick White is staying at the front there. Is this the race that got awfully hectic, or is this the one before? This is the one before.
So the last one that just happened was the one where a group lapped the field. That's not this week. That's not this week.
Okay.
Because that week.
So no spoilers for next week's video.
No spoilers for next week's video.
Now also, guys, this is seriously a one-take video today because I'm being Macaulay Culkin today. Terence is going off with the rest of the family to watch the new Black Panther movie, and I'm being left at home all by myself. So I'm going to set up some tin cans, some strings, some toy cars, and
Legos,
and set up an entire new basement in our house, I think, so that I can do it. Look at this. The group is actually looking very tidy right now. What's going on here?
Well, this is.
Look at the lean in there. Look at the lean, and straight out. Nick's still holding on to you.
Yeah, so I'm making sure Nick gets a nice ride. So.
But we can't see you in Bentley's camera. In Bentley's camera, all we can see is the peloton.
So yeah.
Now, guys, we're going to have to do quick camera changes in this one. We know the feedback is less camera changes, but I mean, this is the most hectic race that we do. The Teardrop. It is the most hectic. It is the one that actually has the most happen on each lap. I mean, yeah, I get it. National Boulevard has its little bits and pieces. It's a lot of fun. Drake, well, we only go there as much as we can. Glenvale, yeah, sure, but the Teardrop is hectic all the time. So
much faster than Hawthorn Crit. And
it is only 30 minutes long, so you've got to get a lot done in those 30 minutes. You can't muck around. No mucking around at
Teardrop. Yeah, you only got 30 minutes. So if there's some sprinters, Drapac, or Bentley, if there are sprinters around, you got to like make sure that they're very gassed.
Now this group is catching up with Terence slowly with Terence's group. Don't forget that Bentley is in that group as well. So there's Terence's camera, and he's facing Bentley right now.
Nick White.
Sorry, Nick White right now. Sorry, Nick. Sorry, mate. I'm reading the screen. I'm still getting it wrong. And there goes Nick White's camera, and Terence is coming across in front of him. So a bit of action happening at the front, and Terence has gone off.
Yeah, I'm doing a bit of a dirty to Nick because I looked behind me and saw that Bentley's group was catching pretty rapidly. The peloton was coming pretty rapidly.
So now you've gone off, and Nick White's now getting passed by the peloton. He's actually gone back to the peloton, it looks like, or is this a breakaway group?
So this is sort of like a chase group, I suppose, that's sort of just splintered just over that last climb to get, you know, a bit of a gap.
So, oh, look at the lean in there.
Look at CJ in the 11, just pedaling all the way through it.
Now, for those that don't know,
weapon.
Nick White's camera has got horizon leveling turned on. I actually turned it on without telling Terence. And that's why you can actually see the lean on Nick White's camera today. So it's got horizon leveling turned on, which is available on the GoPro 10 and 11 now as default, without having the special lens on. And yeah, we always sing the praises of GoPro when they do good things, but look at this. Look at this. Nick White is catching up with Terence, or someone else is catching up with Terence.
That's Lombardi.
That was Lombardi, was it? And
passing me.
Everyone else is catching up with you.
I'll give Lombardi a few bike lengths. I'll catch it up.
Yep.
I'll catch it.
There's Tom Lombardi gone up the straight, the climb, the front, there's only really the front and the back. You got the front, which is a climb up to the finish line, and then it goes into a descent into a long corner that goes down the back. And there's a bit of action happening here on Bentley's camera. Well, there was a bit of action happening with everyone catching up and regrouping again,
Yeah, so the good thing about this race was that it was always something just about to happen. So there's a bit of a lull here, but it doesn't lull for very long because Bentley goes off now. As you can see, Bentley's taking a bit of a flyer, and
so that's without horizon leveling on.
So yeah, you can definitely see without the horizon leveling on. You can definitely
see the
whole world just shifts over a bit.
And this is this course. It's just an incredible course. Those of you joining us from overseas, let us know where you're from in the comments. Like and subscribe to the video, guys. How many did I say today, Terence? 57% of you are not subscribed to the channel. 57% are missing out on getting updates from us. Maybe the 57%.
And we're getting pretty regular.
And we're getting very regular with our
finished
uploads.
up some paid projects, so I've got more time to work on these.
And going through climbing up. Whoa, Terence is putting a bit of hoof into that one.
Yeah. So unfortunately, Bentley passed Ryland, and now he's starting to pull both of them away from starting to come, starting to all unravel in front of me. I was hoping he wouldn't do that.
Yeah, so Bentley's camera's looking very boring. Actually, I did yell at him one stage when he went around the course. Bentley, your footage is boring, because he went like 3 laps, I think, without anything exciting happening. But on camera 3, we got Nick White
in the gruppetto, and I've got a good gap, but then so does Bentley. They've got a very good gap right now.
So you've done the dirty on Nick.
Yeah,
and Bentley done the dirty on you.
Well, Bentley just counter-attacked when it was all a bit of a lull. So Bentley,
look at
Bentley
the
did
lead,
no dirty.
Jesus. I don't know, Terence. I like the horizon leveling. I really do.
Yeah,
I think it looks more hectic when you're going around corners. I really do.
Can you believe that? Before, when we were on 23 tires, everything was fine. Everything was normal, and that was no one had a problem with that. And then when 25mm tires came around, people were, there was very, very divided. If I can remember, people were saying 25 is way too slow, and the people who are on 25 is like, have you been able to corner, bro? And then eventually when 28s came, it's like, wow, this is so much different. Of course, when 28s came along, then eventually people started going, okay, I'm gonna do 25 then. And then they found 25, I'm like, wow, 28s is only like 3mm difference. Let's try that.
Well, it's also got a larger roll because it's got a larger circumference.
Imagine doing this on a 21mm tire. 19mm. That's what they did.
Well,
10, 12 years ago on 21mm tires.
And they used to think they were faster tires, but the larger circumference and the minimal weight difference between the 28s and the 21s is you're going to get a faster, longer, better roll on the 28. And you know, big fat boys like me ride on 28s all the time because it gives us a softer ride, and we just know that for a fact. So Bentley's actually got someone who's gone in front of him now.
That's Rylan.
That's Rylan,
in the Merida. Very nice bike.
99 bikes, and as I say, you only need one. You only need one to win the race. Although I wouldn't mind having 99 bikes.
Having 99 bikes. Yeah, a bike every day for how long is 99 days? How many months is that? That's like
3 months.
3 months
and a week.
3 months and a week. There you go.
Approximately.
So you can have a bike for every day for 3 months and a week. That'd be pretty sweet if you had 99 of them.
Yeah, I reckon some of them would be kids' bikes, Terrence.
Wow. I mean, you could have a kid's bike to thrash around.
There's Terrence catching up now.
Finally got him.
Finally
got him.
And
not quite.
And Riley's spat out the back a little bit.
Not quite. Rylan's. I remember this. I remember this bit. Rylan's literally just on my wheel. He's saying, "Go, go, go!" I'm like, "All right, bro. All right. I'll do what I can. You know, I'll do what I can."
And he's just getting away again. He's getting that boring footage that we don't want to have, but we're going to have anyway. More cameras on bikes gives us more views. So by all means, if you want to ride with a camera on your bike, just let us know before the day so we have enough cameras. Yesterday we had 4 cameras out at Glenvale, out at National Boulevard. So 4 cameras coming up, 4 camera National Boulevards coming up. That one was hectic yesterday. That was full on.
That made yesterday's National Boulevard crit was definitely hashtag make Coburg great again.
Oh, it was hectic as heck. And some of the laps when you guys came around was so fast. But this is looking good with Terrence starting to catch up again or drop back again.
So Rylan did a bit of a dirty on me. He surged past me as I was just about bringing him up. But you know, the big diesel eventually catches them. Eventually I do get up to them. Do I? Yes, I do. I think I do. But what matters is the gap on the rest of the peloton. And I was looking behind me and they were almost right there. So it was not great. I've spent a lot of tickets already. And something that did. And then, thankfully, we don't actually have the camera audio for it. But Bentley was yelling at Rylan. So very, very good entertainment if you had the microphone. If I had the microphone on for this race.
Oh, and that's you going off the front,
yeah,
Terrence.
so I went off the front because Rylan and Bentley was getting stuck into each other. I overheard it was something to do with the amount of impetus in one of the riders during the race.
Let's just keep that audio off.
Yeah, we'll keep that all off.
If you listen very carefully, you might be able to hear them because we usually have the little bit of the road sound in the background. Yeah. But so Terrence has now got the boring footage. He's up the front now, and coming up to the teardrop corner. And I want you to have a look at this cornering now, Terrence, as we go around. Oh, there's a bit of hecticness happening.
Go back to the peloton. Let's see what's happening here.
Yeah. So Nick's actually fallen back a little bit, and
he's leading the charge of the peloton as Tom Lombardi and CJ have both gone off the front. And then there goes Mr. James. Yeah, James is away, and we've got a bit happening here too. What's going on here? So Bentley looks like Bentley's following this latest surge, and I think that's Adrian who's following the wheels of Lombardi and CJ and James. So it looks like it's all starting to splinter. Don't look at me for names, Terrence. I can't help you with names, mate. You know I'm useless with them. I get the riders' names wrong all the time. Sorry, boys, but I do, and girls, but I do. If I ever get a name wrong, just say, "Hey, remember it's this," because you know I'm old. So let's go over to Terrence's camera here for a second. Boring footage. And boring footage, but catching up with C grade. That's what I wanted to point out, was catching up with C grade. So when you come round the corner and up the front straight again, I'm actually there going, A grade coming, as I do, because you know everyone can hear me in the peloton. They say I've got a loud voice. Can you hear that? No, I never actually understand what you're saying. I mean, you can always be heard, but no, sometimes people just don't understand what you're saying.
No, is that what it is? Well, Bentley's caught up with you again, has he? Or no, he hasn't.
So I don't know what's happened in this last bit, but
Oh, there's Tom again. Tom going off the front again.
CJ's gone off the front, maybe.
Yeah.
Just by himself.
Just by himself, and then Tom's going to try and join him.
There's CJ there.
There's CJ, is it?
So it must have been Adrian who must have
Riley and
got his own thing.
There's your camera passing C grade, by the way. C grade's going a nice and compacto. What do you call it?
Just
Grupo compacto.
Grupo compacto. They've neutralised themselves. So C grade, they do a great job.
And everything's happening hectically on Bentley's camera at the moment. So we're moving around, trying to keep an eye on all the cameras, guys. But you know what it's like. It's so much going on. And I mean, look at Bentley's Nick White's camera as he finishes passing C grade. But let's go. I think we need to look at Bentley's camera. Bentley's camera's looking a little bit busy at the moment at the front of the group.
Yeah, the grouse thing about this course and this crit is that I think Hawthorn one is one of the only crits where you can actually feel like you're about to throw up numerous times. And if you're not about to throw up numerous times, you could probably go a little bit harder. Like sometimes, you know, there can be a crit where your heart rate just hits 190 and it just stays there for the entire duration of the race. And then you feel like you're about to burp after the race, and then you quickly like cover your mouth because there's a bit of throw up coming out.
This is Bentley and Nick's camera, and I mean they're right on top of each other at the moment. So Bentley and Nick is actually following Bentley very, very closely. So this is the
good thing about this one is that you can actually see his front tire and see how close he actually gets to Bentley's. This is the one cool thing about this camera here, is that it doesn't look like, you know, it doesn't look like a normal action camera or a very wide angle lens where things look further away.
Oh, look at the lane on that, Bentley! Look at the lane on that.
And of course, the horizon leveling's on, so you can't see the full extent of it in that case. But yes, he was tipping it in.
And there we go. There's Nick going in front of Bentley. We'll see if we can actually capture that in a second. There. Whoa! CJ, what the hell?
CJ going for a flyer there.
Whoa.
That was made infamous by that sort of attack was made infamous by a few riders, you know, back in the day, where they would go to the back around the sweeping bend and then go for a flyer in the back straight.
Nick's actually called himself off a wee bit. He sat back up a wee bit and let the peloton get away a wee bit. That's a lot of wee bits in one wee bit of a sentence. But as we say, we haven't got churches to look at from above. We haven't got farms to look at from above. There's no bridges for us to talk about. It's just the race. So it's all the hecticness of the race. And looking at Bentley's camera right now, you can see towards the front of the peloton that a little bit of action's happening as they try and sort themselves out.
So CJ
start to chase you down.
CJ is way gone.
Yep.
And if you look at the clouds, no rain on them, no rain. So this is a perfect day for a Hawthorn criterium.
Except for the photos. The photos look dark.
Well, because there's no golden hour. Unfortunately, if it was golden hour, you'd see the sunlight starting to beam across from the right-hand side of the screen.
Yeah.
But you know.
Yeah, we're just watching Riley and who was it?
That's Tom.
Tom's just. Oh, it was Tom Lombardo.
Yeah.
Lombardi. So they're chasing down, and there's a few people to chase down now. Nick's actually sitting towards the back of the peloton having a breather. So now, Nick, don't worry. I know you're not being lazy, mate. You're just having a bit of a breather. I know what goes on in the peloton. I used to race once upon a time. I know I don't look like I used to race, but I did. So let's follow this camera through. You can see the chase group there has got like 6 to 8 riders in it from memory. I think there's a few more there. And I think behind Nick was...
There's a few other riders, but we cut forward because CJ is caught up to me and it's just us two in a little death march, is what I call it, the death march of the Hawthorn.
Now, you must have heard me yelling out, work together, work together.
Yeah, I definitely could, yes.
There we go, see?
And so me and Siege off the front, and look at Siege come through this corner. He's in the 11 and he's just going maximum effort through the sweeping bend, pedaling all the way through it, probably doing about 55 kilometers an hour through that downhill section. And then coming up this false flat is this is when it starts to feel like your death march.
Yep, and we've got a. We're about to. Oh, geez, you are a bit away, aren't you?
We are a fair way away. Go check on Bentley's camera
Yeah,
and see how far away.
Look at Bentley's camera.
We've got a good gap. So should we do a time? Shall we do a time check?
I think we will. But
So I'm passing through the corner now, the apex now.
No, hang on. I'll get the old phone ready. So hang on a second. I'll just get the old phone and the clock ready on it, and we'll do it from the finish line. So let's do it from the finish line, or we can do it from the back straight again, like the lines on the road and back straight. So
we can do it from we'll do it from the finish line.
Let's do it. Okay, we'll do it from the finish line. Let me know when we're at the finish line.
So we're at the finish line now.
Now. So let's go over now to Nick's. To Bentley's camera. Bentley's. Let me know when you're coming up to the top.
And now.
Now, 11 seconds.
Only 11 seconds. It feels like it should be more than that.
Yeah, I think I was calling out 13 when it was 11. And
but who's chasing on the front of this peloton? Because we've only been able to get 11 seconds out of it. Tom Lombardi is the one doing all the work on the front.
so let's flick over back to your camera there, Terence, and let's get ready to do another time check along the back as I shut down my work computer, because there's never any boundaries with my work anymore. And we're coming up to...
Yeah. We're coming to the corner
Coming
now,
into
but
the
just
corner,
watch
so-
how CJ takes this corner
Now,
fast.
I've actually just clicked on that corner there, Terence, with a line before it. So we need to go to Bentley's camera as soon as we can. And we're going to pick that line that's on the road. And there we go.
Oh, there it
and
is.
that's 13 seconds
13
out.
seconds.
I was right with 13
You were right
seconds.
13
yeah, I
seconds.
was right with 13 seconds.
But it's an absolute dogfight to get 13 seconds.
Now, how far into the race are we, Terence? We're almost at the end. We're 2/3 of the way through the race.
2/3.
And everyone at this stage knows that it's starting to get a bit hectic and a bit quicker. I'm not sure if C-Grade's still on the race at the moment. Big sneeze from Terence just then. Big internal sneeze. Oh my God, it's still bloody beeping my computer. Boundaries. There's no boundaries with my work. It's every day's a work day for some reason. And I'm about to throw that computer outside the door.
See, the thing is with Daddy-O is that there's something, it feels like he's got like a worm in his brain that just sort of niggles his way in, niggles his way in, niggles his way in, niggles his way in, until it's all the way through his brain, and then he gets a few screws loose, and then he's done. He's done for the day, he's lost the plot. Is that about right?
That's totally true.
That's about
yeah,
right.
I'm not complaining about that at all. So we're going to do another time check coming
Let's
up
do
here
another time
soon.
check. So let's switch over to my camera, and
Yeah.
let's just watch CJ take this corner.
Now we want to get that line again, Terence, and
There
there
it
it goes, right there.
And he takes it so quickly. Bang.
Look at that.
What an
And
absolute
then
masterclass.
switch over to we've missed Bentley's.
camera. Nick went through there. So Nick is at the back
13
of the
seconds on Nick's camera.
He's at the back of the Pello.
So they're already starting to chase you down. So let's go, jump onto your camera. Let's go for the finish line.
So this is when CJ just went a little bit too hard for me.
And then CJ's
My liking.
across the line. Let's jump over to Bentley's camera and see if we can get when Bentley goes over the line. And we'll do another time check. And they're starting to chase you down, something vicious. That's 10 seconds. So they've taken 3 seconds out within a lap and a half, 2 laps.
Yeah.
So there's Tom at the front again, getting ready to do another chase by the looks of it.
Not quite.
No.
Not quite. So I'm in no man's land at the moment. So the big diesel went over and out of his threshold for too many times this lap.
Yeah, I reckon
And
CJ needs to wear a camera.
CJ is on an absolute mission to go solo because YOLO.
Now tell me, everyone, in the comments, how many notifications do you get on your phone a day that are work related? Let me know. I want to know how many notifications people get normally during the day that are work related, weekends and weekdays. Give us a comment, let us know. Because I'm really interested. I really am interested to know. Look at that cornering coming through there.
So
you
we're
just missed that.
So we're about to see how everyone takes the corner on Nick White's camera. This is if you want to learn how to take this corner, let's see how these people do it. Follow Nick around. Yeah, that's a great line from Nick. So if you want to know how to take the corner, just look how Nick White does it. He does it pretty bloody well.
So you're coming back up to the finish line right now. You've got CJ out in front of you and you're hammering as hard as you can. What I want to do is I actually want to do a comparison here between you and Bentley going through the apex of the teardrop. So we'll do that next time round. Actually, I want to do you and Nick White because the difference in the cameras are quite dramatic, I reckon. The horizon leveling versus no horizon leveling. I reckon. Tell us in the comments, what would you prefer? Horizon leveling turned on all the cameras or turned off?
Let's say, okay, let's tell the people, what do you get with the horizon leveling? What does that mean? Because I don't even know what that means. So what is that?
Okay.
When you put on a horizon leveling on a camera, what does that mean?
Okay, so let's go to your camera there, Terence. You're coming up to the teardrop itself. In a second, I'm going to do a time check across the line.
So we're coming up.
This is without horizon leveling on.
So the whole world shifts.
Okay, and then we'll go over to Nick White's camera. And this is with horizon leveling on.
The whole world doesn't change.
Yeah, the whole world doesn't change, but and that's 9 seconds, by the way. So they're really starting to chase you down. Now, is Nick still behind Bentley at this stage, or is
no, I think Nick White is ahead of Bentley, I think. So Bentley's a few bike lengths down the road.
He is indeed,
following
yes.
Mr. Pat's Veg himself.
Yep, and we can see roughly what's going on up ahead there. I think C-grade must be off the course by now.
I think that the C-grade would have almost just about finished. So C-grade do a few extra less laps.
Yeah, and they start later, but they finish quicker. Oh, that was interesting. We might be able to get a bit more of that as Nick White goes into the back of the peloton. And there's Bentley now ahead, and Bentley's still directly behind Patrick.
Let's keep it on this angle for a bit because I want to see how Pat, if this episode is the cornering masterclass, let's see how Pat takes his corner because Kerry reckons that he is the best one going around the teardrop. He's done it since he's been in A grade for 18 years. Let's see how many. He basically his entire A grade career is now legally allowed to drink. Perfect.
That is perfect. Can I just say that since he's been back in Melbourne and I reckon Tom Leaper's got a bit of a challenger on.
Well, that's what I was telling you last week, and you go nah.
Well, okay, fair enough. There goes C grade, going past C grade again. Okay, well I'm never afraid to admit when I'm wrong, and it looks like I might be wrong there. Tom Leap.
The red shoes, red socks, red jersey, blue bike, blue bib shorts.
And the calf muscles to match.
The red blues.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I'm still in no man's land.
We've got to actually go over to this one here, Nick's camera, and looks like Bentley's taken off another flyer from the inside underneath Patrick, and looks like Nick's going, well, what do I do here? I'm getting to the pointy edge of the end of the race. Do I move up or do I stay where I am? As for you, you are definitely still in no man's land.
Absolute death zone.
Who's that's joined you?
So, no, what are you talking about?
My mistake.
You're looking at
Bentley's
camera. So this is BT in front of, and they're just about caught me.
They're just about caught you.
Just about caught me.
So round the teardrop again, up the front straight, because there's only a front straight and a back straight. There's never a middle straight here. No top straight, no bottom straight. It's all just front and back.
Hardest crit course in the world.
Yep.
Way harder than Hawthorn. Way harder than any Sydney sider. I'm challenging all Sydney siders to come to the teardrop.
Oh, mate, way harder than anything in South Australia too. Considering I think they all race on the
they race on the
motorsports
GP circuit.
Yeah, the
Victoria
motorsports
Park.
one.
Yeah.
So
although the bottom corner is pretty similar to our teardrop corner.
Although I did meet a new South Australian the other day. I think Michael is your name. So a shout out to our South Australians moved over. That's actually going to have to move up to, I think he's going to C grade, or he might even be going to A grade. I can't remember what grade he's telling me he's going up to. But shout out to you, and hopefully we'll see you in A grade soon.
See, B grade is a very difficult grade to get out of because B grade. I was giving it some thinking. I was talking to Tim, and Tim was saying that it's very hard to actually get into A grade. I'm thinking, why would B grade be one of the hardest ones to get into? I reckon B grade is the grades where the most conglomerates come together. The riders who just want to do it for fun, the riders who really want to get into A grade, riders who have left A grade because they're getting too old for this shit, like Roger Murtaugh.
Hashtag Murtaugh, yeah.
And then number 4 is that the Zwift riders who've gotten real strong on the turbo, shot up through D grade because they lapped the field, shot up through C grade because they lapped the field, and they're now into B grade where they can't quite lap the field anymore by themselves. So B grade is a very hard grade to get out of because of the conglomerates that just manage to just start to butt heads, literally butt heads.
Yeah, B grade, Zwift riders, by the way, make sure you get some practice cornering and maybe pack Zwift up during summer so you can actually ensure that you are road aware and person aware, because a lot of them do come through from Zwift, and they've been training, and especially over COVID they've been training. They've been nervous about coming out to the races. Suddenly they're coming out to the races, they're finding that they've got the strength and the ability to do the race, but they don't have the mental ability or the control.
Yeah, that's the thing about this teardrop crit, is that you have to be really good at a good enough cornering ability that you can take a corner really well when you cannot see straight. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So when you do that, when you're so fully gassed on this crit that you can't even see straight, your hands are shaking, and you still have to take a corner, like the one we just saw. And CJ's still off the front, by the way.
CJ's still off the front. Who was that we just passed then?
I'm not too sure. I wasn't paying attention. So Nick White is
no man's land
elsewhere in the race. This is Bentley's camera, and it looks like we've basically just parked it up, and CJ is just going to take home the glories of going solo because YOLO.
And on your camera, we've got Bentley doing another attempted flyer, and he's looking back to see if anyone's going to come with him, and looks like you're coming along with him.
Looks like I'm the only one who's got enough energy to move forward. Yeah, to move forward. Again.
Oh, and he's even telling you to get going.
Yeah.
Oi!
So Bentley's still ready to ride. Bentley still wants to win this race.
So going off Bentley's camera, there's Terence, and Terence has gone, nah, stuff you, Bentley. I'm going to go and do my own thing. And everyone else is coming across.
There goes Dean.
Young James.
That's not James. That's Dean. So I think that's Dean. He's gone off. But I can't let that.
Oh, sorry. I mean that was James right.
Oh, right in front of him. Yeah, I can't let Dean get off the front. You've been sitting in the pillow. I can't let you just ride off for a second. Get out of here.
There we go. C grade is off the course, or coming off the course now. So now we're down to the last 3 laps, I'd say, of the race. We should be able to see number 3 as you're coming around this next time. And we'll keep it on your camera there, Terence, and keep an eye on where we're going. And you've got a whole bunch of people chasing you according to Bentley's camera. But are you going to... No, don't do that yet. Let's see if we can find out
I get... Well, 1 lap to go.
Whoa, 1 lap to go.
So...
Gee, Seagrade only just got off, and you've got 1 lap to go. So you've got to motivate, mate.
Yeah, so CJ's won. We're basically riding for second. And I definitely don't want Dean to get away for second. I want to have a bit of a chance here, so.
But your bit of a chance, as you say, has actually brought everyone else across with you.
Yeah, but at least Lombardi's on the wheel, so at least we can try and get one of Monk's merry men up to the finish. So as long as one of Monk's men gets a podium, happy days.
And
Adrian's just gone for a fly, and then Tom's just said up horsey, so I have to go. All right, Tom. I'm taking you to the finish line, buddy. Taking you there. And however, Bentley was first in the corner, and that's how you want to. Again, cornering masterclass. If you want to win this crit, you've got to be first or second in the corner. Can't be any further back than second.
And away you go now, and even Patrick's gone. There's all the riders are doing their move. Having trouble speaking English right now, but
And
that's
then
okay.
Bentley rolls
Bentley got
in
second.
for second. And that's the race.
That's the race.
That was
it's
it.
all over Red Rover.
Tune in for the next one. I think the next one's probably Coburg and then again at Glenvale.
Glenvale, yeah.
And then, spoiler alert for Glenvale, almost left the field.
Glenvale was nuts. That
46
was
seconds.
Nuts. Your camera will be so boring to watch. Okay, so like and subscribe, get onto the channel, follow us on Instagram. We don't use Facebook, we do cross post, but like and subscribe, follow us on Instagram, the Click Online on both of them, and we will see you next race.